answer this question. How many of you are having to do all the hiring of the teachers all by yourself? I know the feeling. And how many of you are frustrated with having to do that all the time? And who amongst you said, I have to do that? It's all just gonna be on my shoulders all the time. Having to hire teachers to do this. I'm the one that's responsible for the house. Well, our topic today is, are you doing this? Although it's at home, I never thought about that. You know, as a professional, as a attorney, that's good. And you decide on your own. Not one to put it in at the end of the year. Not one to put it in the figure out what so it's my responsibility to go and do all the things myself. So this is good. That's a wonderful job of making sure that I know it is not good. So I want to show you today some of the things that I did so that you have some confidence. Well, and these are in the comment section. I want that is right. And I wrote a book. I just wrote a book. And it's hard to you know, get some people that and I feel that my uh, so what I want to do today is to as the school year comes to an end each year, you have to look back and See those teachers who have been the ones to help you throughout the process. Which teachers have been there to support your vision, your mission, your core values? Which teachers have been there to support you when times got tough? Which people were there who said, I don't understand why you want me to do this, but I'm just going to trust you with this. So, those are the kinds of people that you can consider being a part of your interview team, your teacher interview team. So that's the first thing. Consider those people because what you're doing, you're growing their leadership. And when you grow your teacher leadership, they feel as though they are a part of the school, they're a part of the team, they are a part of the growth of that school, and they have nothing but good benefits and good vibes to add to your interview team. Of course, you're going to have your principal, your assistant principals. You're going to have your instructional coach, and you're going to have your other team leaders as a part of your interview team. But these things, these teachers are the ones that you need to consider. Now, don't make the mistake of thinking that just because you ask them that they do want to participate. You will have some teachers who are just superb, but they just choose not to be on your interview team. So don't feel, some kind of way when they decide that they don't want to participate, but you do know the kind of people that they are. Another reason for you to include your teachers on that interview team is that you're going to recognize your teacher's expertise. Now, all of us have our expertise. Your expertise may be science or math. Other principals' expertise may be in reading or special ed. But usually, all of us have some kind of deficit spot. And when you include, say, for example, you do have a math teacher or a science teacher vacancy that you're interviewing for. So find your teachers in the math or the science department who are just utterly involved with the standards and with the way to do the instruction of the children that you teach at your school. They will be the ones who will bring that breadth of knowledge, that alignment of the content. And when you are preparing your questions, they will be the ones who can ask those questions and also ask the follow-up question. Those teachers bring their expertise. They bring another point of view, which helps you because you're the final person to make the decision. These people can help you make the decision because they're bringing their expertise. They're bringing their practice. They're bringing the kinds of things. They're on the front line every day. They know what the students need. They understand the vision in that particular content area. So why not have one of those teachers or two of those teachers on your interview team? You may have an interview team by content area. If you are like I was as a beginning principal, I had blanks here in science, blanks in math, blanks in social studies. I had to interview people in all the content areas. So you may want to have just your teachers just for those particular content areas to be a part of your team of interviewers. So I think one of the most important things that we miss out as principals is that as we have teachers on our campus that we have hired recently, or if we have a teacher on our campus that we know is supporting our vision, our mission, and our core values, and they are your millennial teachers, and you have just had a great time during that school year, you want to get those kinds of teachers on your interview team. So why? Why do you want those teachers? Well, first of all, you're looking at teacher retention. Remember, if you're in an urban school or if you are in a rural school, baby, your retention level is something that you covet. You want to make sure that your teachers are not leaving. You want to make sure that after everything you've done, all the professional development that you have provided, you don't want those people to walk out the door and take all of those skills that you have taught them or that your team has taught them and take it over to another school district. No, you want to retain those people. And that is a way to retain them. I mean, they will feel honored if they find out that you want them to be on the interview team. Oh my goodness. So first of all, they're going to tell their friends, they're going to tell their colleagues, oh, I've been invited to participate in the interview team. So what does that do? That makes them feel as though they are a part of the group. They are a part of the body. They are a part of the wheel that makes this school turn. So yeah, I think I'm going to come back. I think I'm going to come back because this principal recognizes me. This principal has given me consideration when it comes to hiring other people in my department. And the other thing is, don't you know that these people have friends who are at other schools like yours, or they are in other school districts like yours, and you are holding conversation? Of course, they hold conversation about school. And who is number one on their list? The principal. Yeah. They talk about how the principal talks, how the principal walks, how the principal addresses the teachers, how the principal addresses the students, what the parents think about them, how the principal acts when there is a crisis. Oh yeah, they talk about all of that. And when they talk about that to their friends, they are going to say, girl, we have a position available in our department, and I think you would just love it over here. I didn't think I was going to like it because it's a urban school or it's a rural school, and I never taught in that environment before. But with this principal, this principal is just one who is open, who recognizes you for what you've done, and she has asked me to be a part of the interview team. So let's answer the question. Are you including teachers in the hiring process? And I beg to ask that question. There's some things, if you're not doing that, there's some things that you're missing out. You're just missing out on if you're not doing that. You're missing out on developing your teacher leadership. You're missing out on teacher expertise. So there are content areas that you have to interview for that you're not strong in that content area. Get you a teacher. Get one of your good teachers to be on your interview team. They know the intricacies. They know the standards. They know the alignment. They know whether, based upon the questions that y'all have developed in advance, that this is the question to ask someone who is going to be considered to be a member in their department. And lastly, include your teachers, because it's going to help with teacher retention. It's going to help them recruit other teachers who are saying that they want to be a part of your school. Over the years, it was very, very difficult for us to get teachers to come to our urban school. And, it wasn't just, it was an urban school. It was a low performing urban school. But one of the things that we did was to include our teachers on our interview team. in our hiring process. And that just started, that's one of the things that helped to turn the school around. They understood the vision, they understood the mission, and they were there to support you. They were there to support me with the core values. And that's just so important. So when you do something like this, you will eventually get the same experience that we got, after, 3 or 4 years. And it doesn't happen all at once. And after about 3 years, 4 years, we started having teachers to come to our school requesting to have an interview in January for the upcoming school year. And it can happen to you as well. But remember this week, as we close, remember that you are a great leader. Even though you're a beginning principal, somebody saw something in you. They saw that you had what it takes to be a good leader. They saw in you that you had a vested interest in student success. So this week, as we close this week, I want you to think about teachers on your interview team. Think about that. What teacher are you going to add to your interview team? Are you going to add that brand new teacher who just was here for 1 year and has done a fantastic job? Are you going to have that veteran ELA teacher on your team who's never been invited to be a part of the team? Are you going to have that teacher who has just been teaching for 3 years and has a vibrant personality? Are you going to include that teacher? This week, think about that. Think about who you are going to have on that team. And before we leave, are you a member of Principals on the Come Up? If you're not, what are you waiting for? Look at the bottom of the script at the top of the description, and just click onto that link. Knock on the door, and I'll open it for you to come right in, so that you can be a part of Principals on the Come Up, where we have live trainings like this every week, resources that we talk about to make your school a hallelujah success story. So we'll see you next week on Principals on the Come Up, where we transform school into hallelujah success stories. See you next week.